What is up, Fight fans? Arcane here, bringing you guys a fresh EA Sports UFC gameplay. Fresh off a decent fight card Saturday with Robbie Lawler become the new champion. CM Punk announced he has reached a multi-fight deal with the UFC. Now, if you're the UFC, and this is a big deal because this guy has a huge fan base who probably doesn't watch the UFC because they're still 10 years old watching fake fighting. But that's the topic for another day, different discussion, different commentator. The real question is this a smart idea for CM Punk? I mean, he's in his mid-30s, trying to get into a new sport, and trying to get not just into a new sport, but he'd be fighting in one of the deepest divisions in the UFC. He said he'd either fight at middleweight or welterweight. Neither of those weight classes do I see him getting a lot of success in. And let's face it, there has only been one WWE wrestler to ever succeed in the UFC. Or MMA period, and that was Brock Lesnar. The others didn't even get on the UFC's radar, and UFC is considered the biggest promotion out there. So if you can't get to the top of the mountain, how good of a fighter are you? No, when Strikeforce was absorbed by the UFC, Bobby Lashley, when he wasn't even brought in, he was let go, and he wanted to go fight elsewhere. Because the UFC didn't really see him as a talent. So this is only the second WWE fighter with a name at least to reach the UFC, and he doesn't really have a background in MMA that we know of, at least not a big one that would generate a UFC fighter. So what could we expect from CM Punk? Just how good could he be? He's been training with some of the greatest. He's been training in Stockton with the Diaz brothers. So what could he do? How many fights will he have, and how many of those could he win? Jason David Frank wants to fight CM Punk. For those who don't have any idea who Jason David Frank is, he is Tommy the green, white, red, blue Power Ranger. This is Jason Frank. The thing is, Jason Frank has had a background in martial arts since he was a kid, and he has been in MMA for a few years now. With our amateur record, he's 4-0, 2 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's pretty decent. He's decorated. He's a 7th-degree black belt. He won a gold medal in a Muay Thai tournament. So it's not like this guy, David Frank, isn't experienced. He's more experienced than CM Punk, but he's not signed by the UFC. But even with that, none of that translates into MMA success in terms of pro MMA. He is yet to be in pro MMA. Frank has been an amateur fighter. He has not been a pro fighter. So would the UFC even consider signing him just to have him fight CM Punk? And just like CM, Frank isn't young. So this would be another person getting into the UFC who's not extremely experienced in pro fighting. He has an amateur record, but he doesn't have a pro record. And as of now, CM is the only one signed by the UFC. Like I said, Frank has not been signed by the UFC, but he challenged CM Punk according to Bleacher Report. Now, how true is that rumor? No one knows, because you can't really trust anything the Bleacher Report says. Only way I see this happening is if Dana sees the dollar signs and having a Power Ranger fighting one of the WWE's biggest stars, because that's a pretty good headline. Power Ranger versus the WWE biggest star. It's a pretty decent headline if you look at it that way. I like CM Punk. Don't take this as me bashing him or thinking he won't succeed or not liking him as a person. I do wish him success, but I honestly don't expect his UFC career to be long, nor do I see him ever getting a title shot, or even close to one. These two divisions, middleweight and welterweight, are way too stacked for him to get too much success in. Now, how much success can he get? I doubt we ever see a Punk versus Lyoto match. I doubt we'd ever see a Punk versus Hendricks match. It won't happen. I doubt it's a multi-fight deal. That can be 3 fights, 4 fights, who knows? And how many of those fights will he win? He's going to go against pretty low-level UFC fighters before they even considers giving him any top fight deals. He'll more than likely be on all the free cards, no pay-per-view cards. And if he succeeds, who would he fight? Do you really see Dana White throwing him into the Lion's Den versus the top tier fighters? I don't see it. If it's a 4-fight deal, I can see him possibly going 2-2. or 1-3. I don't see him going 4-0 if it's a 4-fight deal. But that's it for me, guys. What do my fellow fight fans think? Let me know in the comments what you think of the UFC signing CM Punk. What do you think of his odds are? And would you watch a Punk versus Frank match? That's it for me, guys. Thank you for watching. Peace out.